I'd like to go over to Linux one day, but it's just not feasible for me. Because when I bought my computer, I got one with NVIDIA shit, and it just doesn't work well. But like I talked about that before, I did the Bazite experiment for about 2 months. I used pretty much just Bazite, and I went on like the Windows drive like twice, I think, in that month just to make sure Windows was updated. Because the way I did it is I just installed Bazite on its own drive and then just dual boot. So that way the Windows was untouched, which makes it nice and easy to go back and forth. So if you are going to experiment with Linux, I would suggest doing that. And also not having NVIDIA. Because damn, it got some issues. Like I got a NVIDIA 4070 Super. It's like a 12 gig card. It's nice for gaming actually, but not so nice for Linux. But I mean, I tolerate Windows enough anyway. I just turn off the Copilot and Cortana or whatever the fuck the AI thing. I turn that shit off in the start menu, so I don't really see it. Like a lot of people act like it's so difficult to be on Windows, and it's really not. I just turn a couple things off in the start menu, and you're mostly fine. I mean, I do know that when the time comes around to buy a new computer, I'm probably going to get an AMD system. And then I'll put Linux on that. Because who knows what Windows will do by then. I mean, they seem to be getting worse and worse with a lot of things. But maybe if enough people go Linux, it'll kick Windows in the ass and make them actually be better. Like a lot of people, they complain about, oh, there's too much advertising in Windows. Yeah, you don't really see it. It's not like crazy advertising. Like it's not pop-up ads in my operating system, thank God. Like you'll see an ad in some menus or something, but it's usually just really try this. I don't even recall what the last ad I saw on Windows was, to be honest. I can't remember. I don't remember even seeing ads, but people say they're there, so. They probably are, and they're just subtle, so you don't notice them. One thing I did notice, like when I was on the Bazite, shit was snappy, like quick to launch. There was not like, it was fast. There's no bloat on that at all. Like that's one thing I really liked. But I ran into too many problems with it that made me go, well, I gotta go back to Windows. That's one problem I have with the Linux community too, is when you have an issue with something on Linux, most people, instead of telling you how to fix the issue, or they'll tell you try a different distro. Like the solution for everybody seems to be, oh, try this distro, try that distro. That's like, I don't want to redo my operating system every 5 minutes. Every time something goes wrong, I gotta, install a whole new distro and start over? It takes me a while to set my computer up how I like it. I don't want to have to do that all the time. I want to just get one fucking distro and just make it work. And if it doesn't work, then fuck it, I'll go back to Windows, you know? I'll stay there. I get all my icons the way I like. I get things set up. I get my games installed how I like and all this. And then all of a sudden, oh, now you got to go to another distro. I'm like, fuck that. I'm not doing that. I thought about trying like maybe Mint or Casio OS, and because the malleable thing of Bazite, it sounds fun on paper, but it causes problems. The last problem I had with it was, which was kind of a last straw for me, is I'm like, let me go give Bazite another chance. I logged into the Bazite drive, and then the fucking Steam wouldn't work. I couldn't get on it at all. It wouldn't load. You'd click on Steam and it just, nothing. And then I looked up how to fix it, and guess what solution I got? Try Casio OS, try this OS, try that OS. And this is the problem. All these the one great OS that'll fix everything, everybody's got a different one. So you get recommended like 50 different OSs. It's like, how the fuck does that help? It doesn't help at all. I'm a fucking noob when it comes to Linux. I don't know shit about it, really. Or the console commands. I don't even know how to find out how to use that damn thing. And then people are so snobby with it, they won't tell you, or they'll give you some malicious fucking command that'll fuck your whole system. And then giggle about it. So it's hard to find like legit. And plus, like OS, it changes so much. Like the fix 6 months ago will be different from the fix last week. So it's hard to like look up like how to fix something, and sometimes you try the fix and then it doesn't do anything. So this is what I have a problem with when it comes to Linux, because I mean the speed part of it's nice, and when it works it's nice. It's awesome. The problem is there's just too many issues, and if you need certain things you're kind of fucked. Then there's some games that just won't even run on Linux, period. Fortunately for me, I don't really play those games, so it was not a big deal. My biggest problem was trying to get the creation kit for Elder Scrolls to work, because I couldn't get that to install, because you got to install it kind of like in the game's directory, the way the Windows works, and it's hard to set that up in Linux. So it would act like it was setting up, and then it would put it somewhere, and I don't know where, and I could never find it. So then I'd have to redo it again, and I finally gave up. It just wasn't going to happen for me. So I accepted that, yeah, if I want to make mods for Oblivion, I got to go back on the Windows drive. And then the lights on my computer too, like they use that Vantage program because I got a Lenovo desktop. And there wasn't a program I could find on, at least on Bazite, that would work with those lights. There was like an OBS, I think it was an OBS lighting or some kind of lighting on. The one they had, it didn't work. It just fucked up my keyboard lights is all it did. It didn't do anything on my desktop lights. So again, I had to go back to the Windows. And then I started thinking, well, if I have to keep going back to the Windows drive to do all this stuff, what am I even bothering with Linux for then? I might as well just stay on the Windows. Because as much as I'm not a fan of Microsoft, at least this shit works for me. Okay, here we go. But again, like everybody's biggest gripe with it is like Copilot and fucking OneDrive. And you just turn those off in the start menu and then they don't even start up. And just avoid, because I don't like the cloud that with Microsoft. I'd rather just have stuff, like the bulk of my files are on separate drives anyways. Like all the stuff I want to keep, it's all on separate drives. So if I get like a new computer, it's pretty easy to just plug the drive into the new computer and grab all my shit back. It's just I gotta spend all the time doing settings and things. That's the biggest pain in the ass. Which is why I don't like doing the distro hopping on Linux, because then you gotta reset all that shit up again. And then the Bazite one, I only got the one little thumb drive to put that in, and it like used it all up or something. So I'm not even sure how I can wipe that drive or wipe the Bazite drive to put another OS on it. So I'd have to buy another fucking hard drive every time I want to switch distros. I'm not doing that either. Because especially nowadays, because hard drives are fucking expensive now. Thanks to the RAM-pocalypse with a fucking, again, AI fucking everything. Driving up the price of computer parts, RAM especially, and SSD drives and hard drives. It's getting stupid. Like a drive I could buy a few months ago for $100 is $400 now because of fucking AI data centers. So it just sucks. I'm gonna have to do a little speed up thing here. I don't want to be following them for their whole run. They don't need that. I don't need that. Nobody needs that. There we go. That's where having the e-bike speed is nice. Here. stop? Okay. I always make sure. Because some of them, they don't look. They're on their phones. Like I was on the trail. I don't do that in the city, though. But, yeah. But anyway, back to Linux. I was thinking I might try Mint out because that's supposed to be a lot like Windows. So I thought maybe that would be a really good one to try. And then everybody keeps yammering on about CachyOS, so I thought maybe I'd try that one of those two. I got to do some more research into them though before I throw down a couple $100 for another hard drive to put them on, or figure out how I can wipe the drive my Bazites on. But I'm not even sure I want to do that because I might decide to go back to Bazite someday in the future. I don't know. I have it all set up pretty good in there. But I kind of just every now and then I'll go back on the Bazite drive and I'll load it up and I'll just see if like things have been fixed or not. And then if they're not, I go back on the Windows. So it's been a couple weeks since I checked on that one, so I might go back and update it again and see if they fixed the Steam bug. The other pain in the ass too when you distro hop, you got to reinstall all your fucking games again. Which is kind of a pain. Like I don't know how people sit there and distro hop every other week. Like that would drive me insane. But generally, I figure with Linux, I'm gonna try one, maybe two more distros, and if those don't work, then I'm just a Windows guy. I'm not going down that fucking rabbit hole of trying 20 different distros out to find one you like. No. Because you can't even, it's not like you can really test them because you don't know how good it's going to be until it's been installed in your system for a while and you found the issues. Like at least with Windows, if I get an issue with Windows, it's pretty easy to Google search how to fix it. Because the fixes are going to be all the same as long as you look up the right Windows, which is pretty easy to do. There's one version. Like I got Windows 11, right? So you look up the Windows 11 fix. I mean, I guess the other option too is just keep running both Windows and Bazite. Just use Bazite for some stuff and Windows for others. That is an option down. I'm not ready to jump off the Linux train just yet. It's one of those things, it's like the Zack Snyder movies. I really want to like it. It's just not fucking letting me. The guy had a dog on his bike, sitting on the handlebars there. That's trivia. Dog looked like he was having a blast, too. But I mean, I see the writing on the wall with Microsoft too. Like I think they're just gonna get worse and worse down the road. Linux will be the only choice. That's why I got to give a lot of props to Valve because they're the ones that really got the gaming working for Linux. Like not by themselves, but it was them like putting investment into it that made it happen. Like with the whole Proton and stuff. They really, before, if Valve didn't get involved, I don't think Linux gaming would be as good as it is. Because, I mean, technically I'm still always on Linux anyways, because I have a Steam Deck as well, so I'm using SteamOS all the time. So, I know Linux can be good, it's just not good on my desktop. And I'm sure that it's pretty much the NVIDIA is the problem. I wish SteamOS would just be made for all the desktops. Like if I could put that on my desktop, I would. But it's kind of just working for handhelds and some things like that are like the Steam machine. It's hardware limited right now. So I don't know, maybe in a couple years they'll get it to a point where you can put SteamOS on anything you want, and that'd be awesome. So I am quite a fan of Valve, actually. Like, that's where most of my games are, is Steam. I have a couple games from Good Old Games. I heard that doesn't work on Linux. I haven't actually tried it on Linux, so I can't confirm if that is true or not. So that'd be probably another one of those situations that'd have to be on Windows. But all I bought for that was like old Mortal Kombat games. I'm sure I could find other playable versions. I have other playable versions, like for PlayStation and shit. I like that exists, though, the Good Old Games. Anytime they're preserving older games, I like that. Because honestly, I find most of the older games to be better than the newer games. Like, I feel like Linux, though, is like just almost there. It's like so close, you know? Sounds like a sex scene. I'm almost there, so close. That's how Linux is, though. It's like it's almost ready to be like just the dominant thing. It's just not quite. Just a few things that need to be tweaked, and then it's going to be amazing. A lot of it is just adoption. It's like devs that make games and things and programs. They got to get behind Linux a little bit more. That's the catch-22 of it. It's like they won't get behind it unless it's got a good following, and a lot of the reason it doesn't have the biggest following is because there's a lot of things that don't work on it. So it's, you know, yin and yang-ish or whatever. But I mean, I think thanks to Valve, at least the gaming side of it is getting really good, and I think that's going to push a lot more devs to be more friendly with it when it comes to Linux gaming. It's really just a few games that have certain anti-cheats that don't work. I mean, once I get that dialed down, and then that's going to be it. It's going to be way better. Then I think the golden age of Linux. You always see these videos. Is this going to be the year of Linux? Eventually, that's going to be the thing. It's going to really be the year of the Linux at some point. Just not this year. This year's a lot closer than last year, though. So like every year, it gets a little closer to being the year of Linux. So just a matter of time before, especially with Microsoft just out of fucking touch with a lot of things. Because the thing with like, even with Baza, like sometimes like when DC worked good, it was awesome. It was fast. It loaded quicker than it did on the Windows drive. But the problem is I would get these random graphical glitches that would show up sometimes, and like all the textures would stretch out, or it would start to look washed out, and I'd try to tweak some settings or whatever and try to fix it. Sometimes you just have an update and all of a sudden your fucking game looks like shit. But that was one of my problems there. It's like when it worked, it was fucking great. But the problem is it didn't work all the time. But boy, I mean, if I could have a system where the shit just worked all the time, like that'd be great. I would be on Linux like forever. Yes. Ooh, we're in the red. I can either end the vlog here or switch the battery and keep going. But I think we'll just switch the battery. So we'll be right back. And we're back with a fresh battery. This is why I'll try to always have two batteries with me. Bridge here. some horses on that farm beside us, but it's kind of hard to see here. So. Continue down the trail. We've gone 40 kilometers and I still have 5 bars of power on my bike. So. But I've been mainly pedaling. I'm doing my 4-2 configuration where I have my pedal gear on 4, so some resistance there. And then I have the pedal assist at 2, and that way I'm basically pedaling the bike for the most part. I'm just getting a little bit of assist here and there on hills. It's like easy pedal mode, I guess you could say. But it's a great way to get a lot of range out of a bike. I could get a regular bike too, I guess. I'd rather ride an e-bike, they're more fun. One day maybe I'll get both, I don't know. Not right now though. But yeah, I was talking about Linux and gaming and things, so we'll go back to that. Like, I really want Linux to be good because I do feel like Microsoft is going to go to complete shit in the next few years. It's already, the signs are there. Windows 12 is terrifying. And I've heard rumors on like various, Reddits and YouTube and stuff that Microsoft wants to make Windows 12 like a subscription-based operating system, and if they do that, I'm out. Because I'm not paying a subscription to turn my fucking computer on and use it. I'll go back to how, I'll go to something else. Or I'll go back to how it was in the 80s where I didn't even have a computer. But that's when Linux comes in. And if I have to buy a fucking video card to go to Linux when that happens, I will do it. Like, I could just replace the video card in my computer, but right now, even those are really expensive, so it wouldn't be worth it to try to replace my card, because I got like a really good card anyways. Like, it's not a 5090, obviously, it's a 4070 Super, but it's still, like, I haven't had a game that I've thrown at it that it won't play. Usually on higher settings. Because also my monitor is only 1440p. I don't actually have a 4K monitor. I don't even feel like I need one, because honestly I think the 1440p one looks just fine. I'm quite happy with it. And that with my card, it's just a nice combination. So for that kind of gaming, it's awesome.